Regina Caeli, alleluia, quiaque meruisti potare, alleluia, resurrexit, sicut dixit, alleluia, ora pro nobis Deum, alleluia. Rejoice and be glad, O Virgin Mary, alleluia. For the Lord has truly risen, alleluia. Let us pray. O God, who have been pleased to gladden the world by the resurrection of your Son, our Lord Jesus Christ, grant, we pray, that through his mother, the Virgin Mary, we may receive the joys of everlasting life, through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Meditations for Every Day in the Year by Bishop Richard Challoner. Thursday after the third Sunday of Easter. On Morning Prayer. Consider first that every servant of God ought to begin the day with the worship of God, and to give him his heart, as the wise man says, and to resort early to the Lord that made him, and pour forth his prayer in the sight of the Most High. The manna of heaven melted away and was lost, if the people of God did not get up before the sun to gather it, that it might be known to all men, says Solomon. Wisdom 16:28, that we must prevent the sun to bless God, and worship him at the dawning of the light. O God, my God, says the royal prophet, to thee do I watch at the break of day. My soul, see thou never neglect this morning worship of thy God. Let not the devil run away with thy first thoughts, but give them to God, by a pure and perfect offering of thy whole self to his love and service for that day and for all eternity. And whilst thou art rising and dressing thyself, keep thyself in his company, and speak to him. Consider secondly, what are the particular acts of virtue and religion that ought to be the ingredients of thy morning prayer? 1. An act of adoration of the infinite majesty of God, and of homage to him, by bowing down both body and soul to worship him with all thy powers, as thy first beginning and thy last end, and to acknowledge his absolute sovereignty and thy total dependence on him. Secondly, an act of thanksgiving for all his benefits in general, and in particular to thee, and to all the world, for creation, preservation, redemption, vocation to the true faith, etc., as also for his eternal love, and in consequence of this love, his bringing thee to the beginning of this new day, in order to bring thee forward to the happy day of eternity. Thirdly, an act of contrition, for all thy past ingratitude and for all thy sins, with a sincere resolution of renouncing them all for the future. Fourthly, an offering of all thy thoughts, words, and actions of the day to the honour and glory of God, and of thy whole soul to be employed in loving and serving him. Fifthly, an humble and fervent supplication to beg the grace of God and his blessing for thyself and for the whole Church, that he would keep all from sin and teach all effectually to love him and serve him for ever. And sixth, conclude always with acts of faith, hope, and charity, and recommend thyself to the prayers and protection of the Blessed Virgin, of thy good angel, and of all the angels and glorified saints. Consider thirdly, that thou must also remember in thy morning exercise to declare war against thy customary failings and sins, but more especially against thy predominant passion, which is the most dangerous of all thy enemies. This is that daily warfare in which all of necessity must be engaged who have a mind to save their souls. We must all fight, and fight continually, against our vices and passions, or they will carry us to hell. Now, this it is that obliges us to renew every morning our good resolutions, yet without trusting at all in ourselves, and to arm and prepare ourselves beforehand for these conflicts, by forecasting the occasions and temptations we are likely to meet with in the day, and by concluding upon the measures proper to be taken in order to overcome them, either by flight or fight, but principally by fervent prayer to our Lord, to help us in the combat, and to grant us the victory. Conclude to be ever diligent in this morning exercise. A good beginning of the day is a great matter. He will have the whole day to whom thou givest the beginning of it.